For today's tarot reading from the woods, you choose between the red dogwood, the golden willow, or the orange chokecherries. Each reading is time-stamped in the captions: the red, the gold, or the orange. Hi, I'm Brooke of the Woods, and I use these cards to inspire metaphor. And I hope that you can take these metaphors and find something applicable, useful, something that feels like synchronicity from them. As always, I invite you to stay for all three readings and take anything that feels helpful from any of them. We'll begin with the cards for the red dogwood. On the left, we have the Nine of Swords and the reversed Knight of Discs. These cards might describe something like being stuck in a rut, being caught in a routine that is no longer useful or meaningful for us, and we're just chugging away at it out of habit, out of some sense of obligation. And with the Nine of Swords here, it feels like there's this push, like, okay, we have got to break this pattern. We have got to change this habit, this routine that we are no longer attached to, that is no longer serving us in the way that it was. Otherwise, we are headed for, like, the Nine of Swords represents like sorrow, depression, existential angst, anxiety, like all of the things that I think our body might begin to stir up in us if we don't take the cues to change what needs to be changed. It's like our brain is trying to keep us doing the same thing, but our body's like, hey, like something's going on here. We need to change this. This is no longer working. And in order to maybe get ahead of that or take better care of ourselves, these cards are like, hey, wake up to this old, outdated, worn out situation that no longer works. The cards for the yellow golden willows are in the middle. We have the King of Cups and the Star. The King of Cups represents profound emotional maturity, the ability to contain the deepest, most difficult or even paradoxical feelings. So we might find ourselves doing that, being a safe harbor. But with the Star here, which is often the card about our hopes and dreams, our sense of self and being who we truly are in the world, shining out into the world, I feel like the King of Cups might represent our deepening of our self-compassion, our ability to truly love and forgive ourselves, and how that can become a feedback loop with the Star, where the more we are able to hold love and empathy for ourselves, the more, of course, we can do that for others, and the deeper we can progress in a sense of growing a self that we love and that we want to be. The cards for the salmon, kind of pinky orange leaves of the chokecherry are on the right. We have the reversed Five of Discs and the Five of Cups. The guidance from these two cards feels pretty practical but challenging, and that's no surprise given that we have two fives, and fives represent the heart of the 1 to 9 numerological trajectory. And so we are in the heart of the matter. We are at a turning point. Usually it's kind of a crucible, and it's also kind of deepest into our material, physical bodies. And the combination of these two cards is it's almost like the first example that comes to mind is if we know we've been overspending, so we're avoiding checking the, reconciling the checkbook and seeing exactly what we need to do and how we need to get ready for, you know, paying our bills or whatever. And that's a really practical example. But the reverse 5 of discs is like, it's like when we let our imagination run away with us, when we let ourselves like believe something that is not true. And that could be, like I said, something kind of internal like that. It could be also something that someone else is representing to us that is like a beautiful lie that we just would like to believe. But the 5 of Cups is the card of us kind of taking stock of things and knowing like, hey, okay, here are my assets and here are my losses, to kind of stick with the financial metaphor. Here's what's going well. Here are my resources. And here is where, you know, I should kind of cut my losses, or here's where I am leaking energy for money. And when the 5 of Cups appears, it's this kind of reminder to like, hey, turn your brain on, stop telling yourself stories, and take a practical assessment of this situation. And what's nice about the 5 of Wands is it has this little bit of a like a boon or a blessing feeling to it. So it's almost like, okay, if we check ourselves on this kind of fantasy that we have been letting ourselves be caught up in and like wake up to that, we may actually find like an unexpected benefit or resource or something that's going to help us kind of right the situation and return to like a more responsible use of our imagination.